Um, let's see. Another exercise that's really helpful to runners. Does anyone have like the runner's knee yet?
A lot of people.
Down here on the outside. So that can be caused for several reasons. One of the, are you flat-footed? People who are having runner's knee? No? A lot of people like overpronate, bring their feet in. And what's going to happen is that your IT bands is probably what's causing the pain out here. It's rubbing up against the bone. So in order to improve that, to get rid of that kind of feeling, you want to work on your inner thigh flexibility and your outer thigh strength. Okay, because your outer thigh is weak, it's being overstretched over a bone, your IT band, and that's usually what causes runner's knee if it's located out there. So, easy way to do the first thing. Oh well.
No, you can use that. It's not important.
I'm going to use that for my elbow. Okay, so this is actually one of my favorite exercises, and really helps your outer thigh, but it also works your core as well. It's called a side plank with leg lifts. So you're going to be doing actually two exercises at once. I'm actually going to use this for my forearms. Okay, so I'll demonstrate this really quick. Okay. You're going to start on the ground. You're going to have your hips, knees, ankles, and shoulders all lined up. You're going to bend that bottom leg without bringing it forward, and you're going to get up like so. So now you're doing a side plank, so now you're using your core. All you're going to simply do is lift up that leg. And it's not really going to go that far, because you don't want to be rotating, just lifting up that leg. You'd start with 10 on each side, because you'll notice that when you switch sides, it's going to be a lot harder, because you don't realize it, but your outer thigh is also helping you hold the plank position, so that muscle's already a little fatigued. So start with 10 on each side, and then maybe move on to 12, 15, okay? That'll really strengthen that area as well. Inner thigh, probably all know, good inner thigh stretch, butterfly, or whatever you do, so I'm going to need to go over that. I recommend, if you're doing your workout, for your lower body, go back and forth between a lower body exercise and a core exercise. Your abs are really important when it comes to running, okay? You know, realize, especially what happens to some runners is if they have weak abs, they'll tilt their hips a little bit, and so that sometimes that'll cause some people will have pain in the lower back after a long run, because their abs are weak, so their hips are tilting, and their lower back is tight. So, by having a nice tight core, that'll prevent that. Okay. Exercises, there's the traditional crunch, there's a thing like a plank. Does everyone know what the plank is? Okay. The plank is probably the best core exercise. What it is I'm going to show it to you. So, once again, you're down on the ground. There's two ways to do it. You can do it on your hands or you can do it on your forearms. But on the forearms, it's less stress on my wrist and I feel it more in my abs. So, if you were to do the plank, key thing to remember with the plank is, I was going to have a mat in your car, but no. It's just getting, what you're doing is your elbows and your shoulders are lined up, your feet are underneath your ankles, and you're just straight as a plank, and you're just holding this position.
And you want to keep your butt down, too.
Yes. So that's why I say straight as a plank. So your body's down. There's none of this, okay? There's none of this where you're dipping down. Now, if your shoulders and your elbows aren't lined up properly, if they're too far forward or too far back, then kind of feel it in your shoulders. But just by doing that, you'll be engaging your core. So maybe in between a set of lunges, do a 30 seconds worth of plank. Kind of something like that.
And all of these are not to replace the workouts that we gave you. It's really just to do an addition to, and just really to start strengthening those muscles that you've been using, and now that you're kind of in the routine of walking or running, you know, now's the time to start adding in other components. So maybe 3 times a week or twice a week, at least you're, you know, doing some of these core exercises, spending like, what, 20 minutes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, if you're doing it in a circuit style, you know, it shouldn't take that long at all. And the ones I showed you, which are some basic ones, you don't need any machinery, you don't need any equipment. You can do it at home. You can do it maybe before a short run. So that's what's so great about those exercises. And that's why I find those really important, because I don't know how many of you actually go to a gym or even know how to use those machines. So I know they can be a bit intimidating as well.
Does anyone have any questions?
If we do have access to machines, what machines are they going to?
They'll be in your email.
Yeah, I'll be sending out an email that kind of outlines like a schedule of workouts.
Yeah, it'll list, you know, just basic lower body machines. There's a leg press. The leg press machine is pretty much a squat laying down. Same rules apply. Just whatever you're doing, just make sure those knees never go in front of those toes. There's a lot of pressure in your ligaments that are located inside of your knees. So,
Any other questions? Guys are easy. All right, that's it then.